Learn to trade penny stocks. Download our free penny stock trading and investing guide and get penny stock picks today with $97. You can find that at pennystockblueprint.com. So welcome to this video. So in this video we're going to be discussing the top 10 biotech stocks. So the thing with this video is, depending on when you've watched the video, these moves might have already occurred, because usually what happens is, and we'll actually look at this, I came across this from a website called Money Morning, and usually what you find is, not always, because we don't know the site that actually gave this information, whether they got it from the main news or if the work was done from a technical perspective. So we're going to have a look at these top 10 stocks. If you're looking to trade penny stocks, you can download the free introductory penny stock videos, and you can also get a free report which goes into how you can start trading penny stocks and some of the things that you need to consider. So in this this video we're going to be looking at the top 10 bio stocks for September 2017. Now, just to let you know, I actually haven't looked at any of these particular stocks, so I'm going to be looking at them live while I'm actually reading through them. So the first one that we're going to look at is DMTX. So let me have a look at this. So we go to our charting platform, and this is what we're going to start having a look at. So DMTX, let's see. So we can already see right off the bat, this stock has already made its move, right? Now, if you want to trade penny stocks, if you got in right now, you can see that from this actual candlestick pattern at the moment, we've already got a sell signal that's happening here. To get involved in the stock right now, we don't know, is the stock going to continue to rise? You can see here the stock has been pretty volatile, and we come up to a resistance line over here. So actually at the moment right now, this stock hasn't even broken its former resistance. So we had a huge sell-off, and now obviously it's jumped all the way up. So if you want to trade DMTX, you're going to have to wait at least for the stock to pull back, which it's doing right now, and to see in which direction it's going to go. So right now this isn't one of the stocks you want to go ahead and buy, because usually when a stock gaps up, there's something known as the stock will fill the gap, meaning it's going to come down back here usually and fill in either this gap, or it's going to come back down here. So you can see, if we have a look at the stock right now, this stock has already moved in 4 days 132%. You can see that in the left hand corner. When I click on the screen, you'll see below, if you just look at these arrows, you'll see that these figures are moving. And if I click here again and I go back all the way up, and I click, even if we go to the sort of halfway point, the stock has already moved 181%. So the chances of this stock already moving much higher becomes slim to none indeed, because it's made its move. And that's my problem with a lot of these stocks that are being put into the media. The time to get in them is not when they're in the media. The time to get into them is before they even get into the media, because the media usually will only report on these moves once they've made their moves. That's too late. That's like going on a safari and watching a lion eat a gazelle, and you miss out on all the action in between. So what you've actually witnessed here, what this chart is telling us, is that the lions have already had their fill. They've got blood on their mouth or whatever. If we want to look at that sort of analogy, the stock has already made its move. So it can move higher, but right now, if you were to say, blindly take your money, put your money into the stock, we don't know where this is going to go. The best time to have gotten into the stock would have been around this level here, because first of all, we came down to a support level, we had a higher low, and we also had a triangle pattern. So in terms of that stock, that's actually a no-go. So CDNA, let's have a look. So as I say, we're going through these stocks live. I don't know anything about them. Now, this doesn't look like a bad stock, but again, the problem with this stock is that it's already made a very large move, So we're already up 100%. Now this stock to me looks better than the previous stock because first of all we're getting into sort of a flag triangle sort of pattern here, or some will call it a wedge. Either way, we see there's consolidation. The buyers seem to be keeping this stock in check. So at the moment, right now, this stock, I wouldn't go ahead and buy it right now because as you can see, these long candlesticks here indicate that there's a lot of selling pressure in the market. So what we want to do is we want to wait and see, you know, does it break above this, below this, and right now this stock has already made its move. When would have been the right time to get involved in this stock? It would have been right around this point in time, which would have been what date is that? Around about June the 14th would have been the best time to get in that stock. And if you had done that, you would have had about 164% return on investment. Another way you could have got involved in the stock is various times on the chart. We go through this in the main PDF. So that stock right now, it seems like it's already made its move. We'd have to wait. It doesn't look too bad. We don't know. This stock has gone as high as $7 before. It had a very strong sell-off, so maybe it goes back up there, but as of right now, we'd have to wait, or I would have to wait. You know, each investor is different. It just doesn't meet my parameters. So TNDM. So you can see this stock is actually being sold off. Let's just make sure that we've got the stock correct. Yes, we are on looking at the right stock. So, for example, let's say you just followed the news blindly. You saw top 10 buy stocks to buy. Well, you know, if you bought right now, you can see there's strong selling signals. The best time to have bought the stock would have been back here. You would have, you know, if you had held on until you got either this signal over here, that would have been a 46% return on investment. And if you had held on to about this red candle here, there would have been 102% return on investment. Right now, the stock is being sold off strongly, so I would highly recommend that, you know, unless you're going to sell it short, even in that case, your support level, there's about maybe maybe a 14-cent move. So not the kind of stock that I want to sort of get involved in. Here's another one. So we're getting through our list. MRNS. Let's have a look. So this isn't a bad looking stock. We can see that this stock has already moved up quite nicely. There's a sort of a period of consolidation. So it has moved up quite a bit, as you can see. From that point to that point is 130% return on move. So if you had invested in this stock back in the day, right now you would have had a good return on the investment. Now, from a chart perspective, this doesn't look too bad, okay, because we've got a resistance point up there. So I would just wait and see if we test these support levels. If we get any stronger buying signals, sure, this isn't a bad stock. So out of all of them so far, MRNS looks good. So that's Marinus Pharmaceuticals. That doesn't look too bad. But again, we've had a huge run up. So, you know, from June all the way to 1.8 months, 118% return on investment. That's a huge move in a little stock that's only $1. So for now, I think you really want to wait either for the stock to break out of this sort of resistance, or if it's going to fall back down and break down and you want to short the stock, then you can do so. So let's look here. CHMA. This stock, you can see it's had its run up. 58% move. We're having a sell-off right now. It's not a bad thing when you see a sell-off like that. I'm not too crazy about the chart pattern in terms of, you see these candles are all over the place. We do have a bit of buying pressure or buyers coming into the market at this point, so we'll just have to wait. Do we see a rally continue? In that case, I would want to at least see that this resistance point is broken. If you want to sell short, you want to wait until the support line is broken. So Time Technologies, TYME. This isn't a bad looking stock. Now, I'm not too keen on the chart pattern here. You can see that we're all over the place. If you had gotten back in, which would have been when's that, July? So in July, if you had bought that stock, you're looking at about a 220% return on investment. So not bad. At the moment, we do see selling pressure here. So we'd want to wait and see. On a 3-day chart, we see we're coming up to the sort of resistance line here. We've got a sort of a spinning top. No one is really in control here, buyers and sellers. Even though it's a green candle, we've got buyers. When you have these long wicks at the top and bottom, it means that you've got a lot of sellers, a lot of buyers. To me, it sort of indicates indecision in the market, and we want to wait and just see what happens. If we get a buy signal, if the actual stock goes a little bit higher, that would be a sort of a good investment in terms of buying it. Because usually what we find is that when one of these penny stocks go from $3 and they sort of break the $5, $6 mark, you always find these round. In this case, $5 isn't a round number, but it's a midway point between 10. And you usually find that the investors, once a penny stock, in my case, looking at so many penny stock charts, once they hit the $5 mark, they usually do go to the 10. And once they've broken the 10, there's only two things that they then do. They either then go back to the $15 or they break down. If they break down, they usually sell off sharp. So it's not bad news, because with penny stocks, if you had signed up to my free guide and the videos, you'll know that if you're a penny stock trader, you can make money buying the stock and also selling short. So in this case, if it gets to $10, turns around, gets sold off hard, you could always sell short. So let's have a look. So the next one is Biosystems. Let's have a look here. This isn't a bad looking stock. I think there's potential in the stock. The only thing is you've got resistance, which is about 60, if we call it what, 60 cents away. So right now there is buyers that are in this market. We've crossed the main moving average. The best time to have gotten in the stock would have been at this point over here, or at this point. So this point over here and this point over here. As you can see, if we got in over there, there would have been a 63% return on investment. Not a bad stock. I'd wait and see exactly. I think what will happen with this stock, I never like to guess, but looking at this, I would expect that the sellers push it down slightly, and then the penny stock continues to take off. So that's actually not a bad stock to look at. And we are getting down to the bottom of our list. So MNKD, let's look at this one. Again, another stock that's sort of at its average, and yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. It's at $1.98. If it does continue to climb, we've got a resistance point at $2.70, and another one at $3.45. So at this point in time, what concerns me here is that you have a lot of selling pressure happening here. Right now there's indecision in the market. So if you wanted to buy the stock, what I would first wait to see is that this resistance point at 225, 224, you want to see if that's broken. If it fails, then you've got a shorting opportunity. ARWR, let's have a look at it. So this is, as you can see, the problem is when these stocks come out and they hit the news, the move's already over. And the best time to have gotten into the stock would have been round about at this level over here, or at this level over here. So if we had gotten into the stock back then, you're looking at a 94% return on investment in a very short period of time. Even if you had gone in over here, you would have had an 83% return on investment. If you had gotten in over here, you would have had about a 19% 19.4%. Now in terms of this penny stock, it's not a bad looking stock. The problem that I see here is that we've had quite a strong buy. So at this stage, if we got a buy signal the next day and it continued to go up, there would be a possible entry. The thing is with stocks is that once they've had these huge moves, as you can see here back in the day, when a stock has a move that's so strong, here we had a strong move as well. They usually get sold off, they then start going up again, then they come back down again, because the stock only moves in a strong direction for a few weeks, a few months at a time, and then they sort of get sold off, they drift a bit before the buyers come back in. Because once investors start seeing that the market's coming in, that's when they start unloading their actual penny stock shares. So this isn't to say that this isn't a bad stock to buy. It's just that this stock has already made its move. The largest moves have already occurred, and if we want to participate in this, we've got two options. We can either wait for the stock to continue to go in this direction, break above that, or if it's going to sell off and we want to sell short, sell off. So from a 3-day perspective, as you can see, the stock, even this is a 3-day chart now, we'll just have to wait and see, because this is showing indecision. The sellers are actually in control. OMED, let's have a look. So this is our final penny stock, and let's have a look here. So as you can see, on a 3-day, there's some selling. That's not bad actually, because when you look at it on a 3-day chart, we've had these buyers come in, they come back down. So this is one stock that you want to sort of keep on your radar, just to make sure and see what's going on. So you can see in a few months, or just over a month, we made a 30%, 38% return on investment. So this isn't too bad, this stock. The reason I say that is that we're coming back down. We've sold off, but you could see that there's indecision, meaning that the sellers were trying to take it down. Now there's indecision over here. So in terms of this stock, I think you can keep all these stocks on your radar, but the main thing is you want to get into these stocks before they get into the actual media, because the thing is, once they've hit the media, those moves are over. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll break it down into 2 parts where you can see where you can watch each one, and we'll be doing I'll try to do these videos every week.